All right. Hi there. Thanks for coming today. I think I have just Randy in here right now. Keep my phone open in case anybody's having trouble getting in. Um, my name is Jennifer, nutrition coach at Bandit CrossFit. Um, if you would drop in the comments what you're hoping to learn today about protein, hopefully we can get to that in our question time. You've probably heard the word protein a lot of times. That's all over social media right now. Whether you have a specific health goal or you're just trying to maintain your overall health, we see the word protein all over food packages, on supplements. As you're walking up and down the grocery store aisles, protein is highlighted everywhere. But you may be in a place where you don't exactly know what protein is. So we're going to cover that today. Got one more coming in. Let me make sure. Okay. Why you should be eating protein, how much you should be having, and how protein can be crucial in helping you meet your health goals. Oops. Oh, my screen is off. Hold on. Let me fix that. Maybe. Okay. At Bandit CrossFit, we are partnered with Healthy Steps Nutrition to help us support our clients using a framework that has been guided, tested, and proven. We align with their mission of, or their statement of that they believe that something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple habit-based approach. We know that helping you become the healthiest and best version of yourself isn't just about what you eat or going to the gym those few hours a week. We have to focus on a holistic approach that addresses all of these things here in this circle. We have to focus on nutrition. We have to think about our stress management, a positive mindset, having a good support system behind us, and then our lifestyle and exercise. Healthy Steps Nutrition has helped over 45,000 people all over the world to help take control of their health. These are just a few of their amazing success stories. You're probably here today because you're looking to create your own success story or are already started on your own journey. And we know that while it is simple, it's far from easy. There's a lot of misinformation out there about the best diets, the best foods, the best exercise programs. So it's no wonder why that we all feel so overwhelmed at times. And it makes it very easy to give up and try something new. However, consistency is key to your success. So let's talk about protein today. I'm sorry, I'm doing this from home and my husband's out weed eating. So hopefully y'all can hear me good and hopefully the dogs don't start going crazy. Protein is one of three major nutrients that provide your body with energy. It's made up of small molecules called amino acids. These amino acids are linked and strung together by chemical bonds, kind of like beads on a chain. But why are they so important? Well, they're super important because they make up about 75% of our bodies. Throughout the day, the body consistently breaks down and builds up new proteins. A good example of this is that during exercise, protein is broken down, but when you are resting and refueling, it's being built back up or being synthesized. Being that in the US, more than 87% of deaths are due to chronic disease, I really would like to highlight today that proteins are used for much more than just muscle growth and repair, like we typically think of when we think about protein. They also play a major role in managing and preventing chronic disease by facilitating enzyme function, regulating hormones, supporting immune function, weight management, and that full feeling, and then our bone health. So whether you're aiming to build muscle or decrease body fat or just maintain your well-being, protein needs to be a staple in your diet. Protein is kind of unique when it's compared to the other two macronutrients of fat and carbohydrates because the body can't store protein. So this means that it's essential to eat enough protein every day. Individual protein needs are going to vary depending on your age, whether you're a guy or a girl, your activity level, or your regimen, like what type of exercise you're doing, your weight, all of those things. However, on average, it's a good idea to aim for about 30% of your daily calorie intake to be coming from protein. So now that we kind of have a the starting point, the next factor we're going to talk about is ensuring that you're eating a variety of protein sources, as each protein has its own amino acid profile. So you're getting different amino acids based on what type of protein you're eating. There's a wide range of foods out there that can help you reach your protein goals, and we're going to go through a few tips to help you navigate those options. Tip number one is to choose the right type of protein. We understand now why protein is essential to a balanced diet, but sometimes choosing which proteins to eat can be a bit confusing. So how do you go about this? Considering your own specific health goals and overall well-being, it's best to choose lean protein sources. That means less fat. They're low in saturated fat and calories, and they are packed with vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. Lucky for us, there's a variety of lean animal proteins to choose from. Whole eggs are a great source of easily absorbed protein, and they are super rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. In fact, eggs are one of the best sources of choline, which aids in brain health, liver function, and metabolism. That's why we like to eat a lot of eggs. Wild-caught whitefish options tend to be lower in calories and leaner when compared to other fish. For example, a 3 or 4 ounce of like cod, flounder, or haddock. Unfortunately, we don't catch those around here. They have about 25 to 30 grams of protein in them. Chicken breast is another great option and has been a staple in the fitness world for years. When somebody tells you they're going on a diet, and they're like, cleaning up their diet, people think the only thing they can eat is chicken, broccoli, and rice or potatoes or something like that. But anyhow, about a 4 ounce serving has about 23 grams of protein and only about 110 calories. So lean fish, lean chicken, eggs, all great sources to put in your diet. I've got another list here with some more lean protein options that'll help you to maintain your weight, to build muscle, and to provide your body with the nutrients it needs to thrive and do all those functions we talked about earlier. Bison is good. Rouse's usually carries bison, and it's really good. Like make yourself bison burgers or like ground like burger bowls. I do those a lot. Egg whites, chicken breast, turkey breast. I think pork tenderloin, wild caught fish. We want to avoid the fish that's raised, on farms. Whitefish tends to be less fatty, just kind of like with chicken. And then venison. I know we catch a lot of that around here, or kill a lot of that around here with our hunters. Tip number 2 is to include protein in all of your meals and snacks. Shooting for about a fourth of your plate to be protein, or using the size and thickness of your palm is a great place to start. 1 to 2 like palm-sized servings of protein at every meal. And that'll give you about 30% of your calories coming from protein. We mentioned that earlier. But this can look a little different with a snack, as it's typically eaten on the go or without a plate on hand. So using your hand and your palm should give you about the same amount of what you need for a snack. So ladies, like 1 palm, maybe 2. Guys, at least 2 palms. And that's like the flat part of your hand, and thinking about that thickness, that's about your serving size. Let's talk about some protein snack options. I use with my clients a food options guide that has a big breakdown of all of your protein, carbs, and fat. This is just looking at the protein section for snacks, but protein is important and it shouldn't be left out of meals or snacks. So this first list here where it says protein and fat, you would need to add a carbohydrate to have that be a well-balanced snack. And then in the middle, carbs and protein, you would need to add a little bit of fat to those options. And then that third list there that has protein, carbs, and fat. Those are all perfect snacks, well balanced. Let's go through some of those real quick. A rice cake with some smashed egg whites and avocado. Super yummy little morning snack. I would call that second breakfast, which I like breakfast a whole lot. Sliced turkey breast with some hummus kind of spread on it and rolled up. Super yummy snack. RX bars or RX Kids bar are a perfect portion. You can find those at Walmart these days. I'm pretty sure Target carries them too. And I assume Rouse's, I don't know, I don't really buy snacks there. Usually go for meat. And that's where I get my coffee creamer. 0% Greek yogurt and add some fruit and a few nuts to that. Ezekiel bread, you can find that in the freezer section at Rouse's and Walmart. Add a little bit of nut butter to that, and it's a good snack. Applesauce, a chicken breast and nuts, also a good little snack. On our website, on Bandit CrossFit's website, we have a link to all of our Healthy Steps nutrition recipes. And there is a recipe for hummus chicken salad and veggies. That one is really good in the summertime right now while it's hot and we don't want to eat any hot food. Rice cakes with their tuna salad recipe, cottage cheese and pineapple. I've learned recently that I like cottage cheese, and there are a ton of recipes out there. Not all of them are great, but using cottage cheese as snacks and stuff. Sorry, I never know what to do with this box. Gets in the way. Oatmeal, egg whites, nut butter, also can double as a breakfast there, and then cottage cheese cookie dough. If you haven't tried that, that is one of those super yummy treats that I was kind of talking about that's made with cottage cheese. That doesn't feel like it's healthy, but it is. Let's talk about protein powders, supplements, and what we're doing post-workout. So this is your third tip. Although our main priority and goal is to eat whole food proteins, meaning getting our protein from real food like meat and eggs, this is not always possible, and we can kind of expand our options with some high-quality protein powders, as they can find a place in our balanced nutrition plan. So when you're consuming any protein supplement, please be aware that not all are created equally. You're looking for minimal ingredients. And then this one is super important, looking for a stamp that it has been tested by an outside company. Okay. Watch out for added sugars and other ingredients such as flavorings that are not found in whole food forms. Whey protein is the most common and most recommended due to the properties of whey protein. Consuming whey protein after a workout has great benefits to help you build your muscle and to help repair your muscles after they have been torn down during that workout process. Protein powders and protein shakes can also kind of help suppress appetite in between meals. So a smoothie with some protein and fruit in it is a great snack in between meals when you're just feeling hungry. When should you consume protein powders? If we're looking to kind of build muscle with them, the ideal window is within an hour after a workout. That's when your body's going to absorb most of that and put it to good use. But how often should you be consuming protein powders? Some people's goals are different than others, which means their protein needs may be increased. So consuming 1 to 2 shakes per day can kind of help fill in gaps for those people. The main components you will be missing are the variety of nutrients and amino acid profiles that you could be getting from whole foods. So if you're eating processed foods, you won't yield the same benefits from the protein powders as eating whole foods first. So focusing on this first is more important when it comes to consumption of protein overall. Does that make sense? Let me make sure there's no questions. Okay, good. For those of you that came in late, I did link the workbook in the chat. It should have gone out in your email too, but sometimes I think I had a lot of errors with my emails this month, so sorry about that. A lot of things to change every month. So now that we've kind of unpacked the tips on protein and you're starting to think about balance, let's kind of shift over to our core principles that we focus on in our partnership with Healthy Steps Nutrition. First of all, we want to focus on whole foods, eating meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar. We should start choosing whole food options and less processed foods that are packed with sodium, fat, and sugar. A simple way to start this is by reshaping your plate using the plate method. which if you've never jumped on a call with me before, the plate method is half of your plate vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, thinking greens, right? And then a fourth of your plate protein, like a lean protein source, and the other fourth of your plate, your starchy carbs, potatoes, rice, squashes, those kind of things. Okay. Secondly, we want to focus on a balance of macronutrients. And when I say balance, I mean every meal and snack that we're consuming throughout the day containing a protein, a carb, and a healthy fat. Pairing each meal and snack with all three of those micronutrients helps keep you fuller longer. And most people will feel their best if you're tracking your food and you're using like MyFitnessPal or something. You would want to set up your goals with like 40% carbohydrates, 30% fat, and 30% protein. Sometimes when our goals change, or if we're really focusing on cutting fat or on building muscle, you might would want to switch your protein to 40% and then keep your carbs and fat at 30 and 30. Lastly, we want to limit the amount of processed sugar and carbohydrates that we're taking in. The American Heart Association recommends that we have no more than 6 teaspoons a day for women, which is about 24 grams, and 9 teaspoons for men, which is about 36 grams. However, I say this on every single one of these talks because it's really just kind of mind-opening. The average person consumes over 150 pounds of sugar per year. And if you divide that out by 365 days, that's 46 teaspoons per day. So that means we are having well over, I don't even know, 8 times as much sugar as we should be. And it's not surprising because sugar is super addicting. And it feels like if you start reading nutrition labels when you're shopping for your food, sugar is hidden in just about everything that you buy off a shelf. Another tip I'll throw in is to shop the perimeter of your grocery store because if you think about it, when you come in, like you've got fruits and vegetables, no added sugar. And then you kind of go through, I don't know, I guess most grocery stores would have like dairy and processed meats next. So you can kind of like skip over that, read your labels there because you want to avoid added sugar. And then you kind of get back to, well, as fresh as they can be meats, but like, chicken, steak and stuff is back there. As we wrap up, I hope you have a little bit of better understanding about what protein is and how important it is. It's one of the most essential nutrients to help us achieve weight loss and body recomposition goals. Looking back, talking about those 3 tips that I shared earlier, I want you to think about your current eating habits and answer these questions for yourself. 1, do you include protein at every meal and snack? If so, how much protein are you having at each meal? Thinking back to those hand portioning guides that I talked about, using your palm and the thickness of your hand. Are you at least getting that much protein at every meal and every snack? I'll give you a second to kind of think about that. And I'm going to open this little chat box in case somebody has a question. And then next question is, what is one protein that you're not currently eating that you might be willing to try? When we talked about all of those options earlier. I would love for you to answer this one in the chat. I'm going to give a minute. Who is still on here? Where'd my box go?
I don't have a chat.
You don't have a chat box? It's somewhere, Randy. What are you going to try?
And there's 3 screens and none of them are chat.
I don't know. I'm not great at this Zoom stuff either. Now I just took it away.
Hit leave on safe driving mode. I might drop out.
Okay. Have a good day. I'm glad you came. Okay, I'm going to move on. I talked a little bit about Healthy Steps Nutrition earlier. I do work with clients one-on-one. We also do challenges at the gym, which I don't usually talk about challenges on these calls, but I do have one that will be starting either at the mid of August or the very beginning of September. So if you've never done one before, we would love to have you. Um, let me answer some of these frequently asked questions too. I meant to have this earlier in here, but a big concern is with especially women is that they have this idea that if they eat a bunch of protein, they're going to start to look bulky. However, everything in moderation. That's why we are putting that protein on a fourth of a section of our plate. And then we're trying to consume, just like a hand portion. Um, you will be absolutely fine. Um, because when we do overeat it, anything that we overeat will be stored as fat. So keeping to those portion guides, you will not get bulky, you will not put on fat. You should put on lean muscle. Will a higher protein diet harm your kidneys? Um, while you definitely should be working with a doctor or a registered dietitian if you have chronic kidney disease, because they will have specific protein recommendations for you. It is generally safe to consume a high protein diet for the rest of the population if you don't have chronic kidney disease. Making sure that you're consuming enough water to counteract water loss can also help with concerns that are related to your kidneys. So you can't just increase your protein a whole bunch and not drink as much water as you should be drinking. That should keep, all of those things fine. These are just a couple of my pictures, aren't here? Interesting. Well, I have 3 people that I was trying to highlight that just since our last challenge focused on increasing protein. They had great success. Pay attention to our success stories coming across social media. One other free resource for just nutrition and overall health is the Nutrition Made Simple podcast. This is put on by the dietitian that we work under and with through Healthy Steps Nutrition. Lots of just inspiring stories. And they also do a lot of interviews with I don't know, just all kind of different interviews. It's a great resource. I always like to tell my clients that the more health and wellness is on your mind, just like anything else, the easier it is to stay on track. I also am currently reading a book right now that's called, oh my gosh, Forever Strong. And it is it's amazing. It really deep dives into protein and why we need it and what it's good for. And a lot of these misconceptions, in the I don't know, I guess like the government recommendations and just social media, it's kind of become a very popular the vegetarian diets and anti-meat promotions and such. But as all of that has been going on, also people have been getting sicker and sicker. And so it's just an interesting correlation between that and why protein is so important. So anyways, if you're a book reader or a book listener, I'm reading that along with our dietitian this month, Forever Young. I can't remember the girl's name. It's a doctor, a woman. I follow her on social media now. She's a little odd in her videos, but her information is right on. So I do have one success story here. This is Kim. Kim came to me in November looking to lower her cholesterol because her doctor wanted to put her on medication and she just didn't want to take medicine. So we really started dialing in her nutrition and cutting out the processed foods and increasing her protein. And she's had great success. I think her cholesterol went down 41 points in the first, I really feel like it was about 2 months that she had it checked again, but super impressive. And, food is medicine, in my opinion. So if you are ever interested in working one-on-one with me, there's a little QR code there that you can scan for a free intro. I do have some spots for one-on-one clients starting in August, not right now. And then, like I said, I have a challenge coming up in the fall once school gets back in session. And so you can just follow us on social media to find out more about that. Next month, I'm not doing this call on a Thursday. I'm going to do it on Tuesday, August the 6th, because I have to move my big kid back into college on Thursday the 8th. It's been great having her home this summer. But the topic is Nutrition 101. Nutrition for busy people and how to reach your goals if you are busy. So if you're busy like me, it'll be a great talk to join in on. So I have taken up enough of your time today and I lost the chat box. and I lost the all the things. Let me I just don't even know what to do with that. Okay, so any questions? So if I eat a piece of fruit for a snack, I need to pair it with nuts or meat or an egg. Yes, any kind of protein. Um, Kelly, I keep even cheese. I know you don't do a whole lot of dairy, but like a mozzarella cheese stick or something like that would work. Yogurt. Um, However, the dairy-free yogurts don't have a whole lot of protein in it. So I would say one thing that I do on the weekends is I'll get Larry to grill me a bunch of those like grilled like chicken tenderloins, and I just keep them in the refrigerator. And so when I have my cherries in the afternoon, I eat a chicken tenderloin with it. Or some no nitrate lunch meat like turkey. I'll keep that and roll it up in like two pieces of that with my fruit. Boiled eggs are also great if you like them. Like I said earlier in the talk, you get way more bang for your buck with an egg because of the other vitamins and nutrients that are in them. So that's perfect. If you're worried about having too much fat or if you're eating nuts with your egg and fruit, I would take the yolk out of the egg just to cut back on the fat there. And that way you can have your nuts too. Make sense? Okay. I think that's it. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for joining me. I'll follow up with y'all later on to make sure that you didn't have any questions and to get your feedback. Happy Thursday. Have a great weekend, everybody's. Bye.